In this video, we're going to be reviewing the campaign builder in Adtomic, which features new features such as campaign templates, as well as the ability to create product targeting campaigns for both sponsored products and sponsored display. When you first log into Adtomic, you're going to want to go to the Ad Manager page, and this is where you're going to see the Add a Campaign button in the far right corner. Once you click on that, you have a couple of different options, and we've introduced new campaign builder flows. One is called a quick and one is a guided builder. If you want to learn more about each one, you can just click on that button. But basically, the quick builder is designed for sellers that just want a really quick start in launching campaigns for their new products or existing products without having to do keyword research. This is going to rely on the auto campaign, and I'll show you how in a second. The guided builder is for maybe more slightly experienced sellers, or maybe just those that want to actually use keywords that they've done their research on and saved them possibly in my list. And also, this is the builder where you're going to use to create sponsored brands and sponsored display campaigns if those are available to you. But we'll start with the quick builder here. What you'll see right away is the product lifestyle stages, and these are the templates that I mentioned. We've got three: one for launch, scale, and liquidate. Now, launch is for, obviously, if you're launching a product, and the algorithm that we're going to adjust for is impressions. Now, this is because when you are first launching products, your goal is to get visibility as quickly as possible, and which helps with your branding, but it also helps get you data as quickly as possible. And having our Adtomic algorithm adjust your default bid suggestions and the targets that we're looking at based on impressions is the quick way to do that. Scale is the standard template, and it's based on a target ACoS. So if you have a target ACoS in mind, you would go ahead and click on this. Liquidate is just as it sounds. If you want to get rid of a product, maybe it's not selling well, you just want to get rid of it, or you have a new version coming in of your product and you want to just get rid of the stock so you're not paying storage fees on Amazon, then this is the template that you would use. So let's go ahead and choose launch as if we are launching a new product. If your MWS token is activated with us, you don't have to just enter your SKU or ASIN if you're a vendor. Here, you can actually click on search products, and we're going to find those products for you in your account. Now, obviously, we're connected to Bradley's Project X account, so let's go ahead and select one of those products here. You do have to enter a name. I'm just going to hit test since this is just a test. And that's it. You just click next, and automatically we're going to give you suggestions on what your default bid and what your max daily budget should be. So based on the product that I just selected in the previous step, we're going to suggest a default bid of 85 cents. And we're also, based on that default bid, going to suggest a max daily budget of $42.50. Now, we're recommending that you aim for at least 50 clicks a day. And to get 50 clicks a day, then you're going to need a budget that's at least $42.50. So all these calculations are run on the back end. You don't have to worry about them at all. We do it for you here in Adtomic. But if you do want to make adjustments to these, you can go ahead and do that right here in this field. I'm going to go ahead and click next, and you'll see I didn't enter any keywords again, and I automatically have my campaigns built for us. Our previous builder built 3 campaigns, but this one builds 4. You'll see a product targeting campaign has automatically been created for you here in this flow. So again, the auto campaign is kind of the foundation campaign for this product flow, and that means that we're going to look for search terms that are converting for you very well in this particular campaign. We're going to recommend them to be moved to the research campaign as a keyword, and we're going to make that broad matched in this product group or in this campaign, because you're going to possibly get more search terms if you have this as a broad match keyword. And that's why it's called a research campaign. The goal is to funnel keywords into this performance campaign, previously called our proven campaign. And this is where exact match keywords are going to be flowed from the research campaign, but as well as the auto campaign. This is a new feature where we're not only making the recommendations based on the auto to the research and the research to the proven, we're doing it to both the research and the proven, and in broad match and exact match, so they don't conflict with each other. Now, the benefit of having the product targeting campaign already built in is that, as you know, if you've running auto campaigns already, you get a lot of ASINs. Amazon's doing a really good job of targeting ASINs on product listings for you. So if we find good ASINs, we're going to suggest them for this product targeting campaign automatically. Automation is already preset to on, so you don't have to check anything. These suggestions for new keywords will automatically be made for you, as well as looking for search terms that are not performing well. Those will automatically be made negative for you here. If you want to turn these off, you can go ahead and do that as well. But that's it for this builder. Pretty simple. I'm going to go over to the guided builder now. And again, this is the one that has the multiple campaign types, which will go after this stage. So for this one, I'm going to go ahead and also name it test. And this, I'm going to leave this one here. You can notice it was pre-checked on this scale template because the guided builder, it's a little bit more in depth, and you might already have an ACoS target in mind for this set of campaigns. So again, I'm just going to pick a product from the list and hit next. This is where you'll enter the target ACoS if you have one in mind. You'll see the standard ACoS was 30%. It was pre-filled there, but we updated this to 41%. Again, that is based on the product that I entered and the algorithm that we run on the back end to tell us that a 41% ACoS target is probably a pretty good starting place for this one. You can always adjust that down if you want, or increase it if you want to be a little bit more aggressive. But if you want to see the calculations based on how we came up with that 41%, you can go ahead and read through that here. We're really trying to make this as simple as possible though, so if you just want to apply our suggestion, you can go ahead and do that or adjust it. Again, this is where you're going to be able to launch all 3 campaign types at once in the builder. Only if you have brand registry will you have access to sponsored brands or sponsored display. But I'm going to go ahead and click on sponsored products and sponsored display just for fun, just to show you how that just looks on one page. So similar to the quick builder, you can see we've already got the campaign groupings set up, the auto, the research, the performance, which used to be called proven, and the product targeting campaign. The flow is very similar to the quick builder that I just went over. The default bid and daily budget is also just already pre-filled here as well. You can make adjustments, but you can see that we're giving you ranges to give you, if you want to adjust those, you can make some changes here as well. Now we do give you the option to not include the product targeting campaign. I don't know why we do that since it's mandatory for the quick builder, but I do highly suggest you include that product targeting campaign because product targeting campaigns are very powerful and it will give you the ability to collect ASINs from that auto campaign to put into it, which we will do for you automatically. The sponsored display campaign is the second campaign type that I clicked on, so that's here. If I had clicked on sponsored brand as well, you would see sponsored brand here, and then you would see the campaign structure similar to this. But for the sake of time, we're just looking at these two. Now in these stages, we're just going to go ahead and fill out each one. You can see, again, this is the flow or the template or the builder, I should say, that allows for keywords or requires keywords. So the first one that requires keywords is the research campaign. We're going to suggest broad, and we're also going to give you recommendations based on the product that you selected. So this is also new, that we are giving suggestions on the actual products, and we're running that again on the back end using our own algorithm. You can choose to select these individually. You can hit add all, which I'll just go ahead and do, but you can also enter your own keywords, or you can port one over from your list. So if Bradley did some research previously and added a bunch of keywords to one of these lists, he would just collect that or add that, and those would be ported over into this form. You do have the option to add negative keywords if you wanted to, if you already had keywords that you know do not convert for you at all in your campaigns or your product. You would add those there. And then we just do the same thing. Now we're in the performance keyword campaign. These are definitely set to exact match only. These are keywords that you have to do some research on because you know that they're going to convert for you already. If you don't know that, then maybe just put some branded keywords here, whatever your product name is, and that way you at least have the campaign filled out with a couple of keywords, and then we will funnel more keywords into it. So I'm going to go ahead and just add all to these as well, since we're just going through each step. And then the next one is product targeting ASINs. So we don't have any pre-filled or suggested ASINs here, not yet anyways. So you will have to do your ASIN research and figure out which ASINs you want to target for your product targeting campaigns. I just went ahead and copied an ASIN from my clipboard, and I'm going to add it there, and then you're good to go. You can add as many ASINs as you want here. And then when I hit next, I'm going to get an overview of the entire campaign structure that I just built, which includes the product targeting campaign, or sorry, the sponsored products campaigns here at the top. And you see the sponsored display performance. So each one of these is broken up by the name I put in, which was test for each. SP is sponsored products. SB would be sponsored brands had I selected it. And SD is for sponsored display. So this gives you a real quick overview of the settings that we put in for this particular set of campaigns. And then you've got the rules that are going to dictate the flow of the suggestions for these campaigns as well. As I mentioned before, auto campaigns, we're going to find search terms that convert into keywords for you, and we're going to suggest them to be moved into the research and performance campaign. ASINs we're also going to find from the auto and move them to the product targeting campaign. So all this is just a representation of that flow, basically saying we're looking for search terms in these ad groups, which I just said. All of these are checked off. And then we are creating new targets. Obviously, we're not adding targets to auto campaigns because you can't do that. So we are adding targets, broad match for the research, exact match for the performance, and there's no match type for the product targeting ASIN, so that just gets moved. We're also automatically going to do negative targeting for you, and that includes both search term isolation from the auto campaign. So when we do find those search terms for you, we're going to make those a negative phrase matching because we want, again, to funnel those keywords into this performance campaign here, this exact. And then the same for the research campaign. We're going to look for search terms in here to convert into exact match here. So since they are exact match here, we're going to make them negative exact here in this campaign only when we find them. And then this is just designating that we're moving ASINs from this auto campaign into this product targeting campaign. You can see they're the same kind of icon. At the bottom here, I know this looks kind of scary because it's a warning, but all this is just making sure that you're aware that the product that you just selected for these campaigns is already visible in other campaigns. So if you do want to double check to make sure that your other campaigns, that you want to keep those campaigns, maybe you didn't know that you had this particular product in all these other campaigns already. So we're just showing that to you. And if you wanted to maybe pause any of these products in the campaigns, not pause the campaign, but pause this product in this ad group in this campaign, you would just do that by clicking on the pause button there.
Anh chị đang bán hàng trên Amazon. Skybox cung cấp các dịch vụ dành cho các nhà bán hàng trên Amazon với mức giá cực kỳ ưu đãi như đăng ký brand với USPTO, tuần theo link thêm, tuần trên Scout, logistics và warehouse. Xem thêm thông tin chi tiết dưới phần mô tả nhé.